I'm afraid at the moment I keep coming back to the issue of Prince Harry and Sentebale and this once admired charity founded in 2006 by Prince Harry and Prince Seeiso of Lesotho. And the organisation, rooted in grief and compassion and the desire to uplift others, to help children affected by HIV and AIDS in southern Africa, now stands on the brink of collapse. Not due to external pressures or financial ruin, but because of internal warfare marked by mismanagement, legal threats, and a weaponization of identity politics. And I think it's very interesting that now the race card seems to be played. And it's interesting, this, because there's not just one founder, there's two. And yet Prince Seiso's role in this seems to be marginalized in the news. It's all about Harry. And the attacks are all on Harry as a white man. And Prince Seiso, of course, is not white and is African, and I believe lives in Africa, unlike Dr. Sophie Chandauka, this Zimbabwean-born businesswoman and lawyer. Chandauka has accused the departing trustees and even Prince Harry of bullying, harassment, misogyny, and misogynoir. I don't see how Prince Seiso is guilty of that. These are weighty accusations, ones that demand either serious evidence or serious scrutiny. And those who worked with her, including the African health professionals like Dr. Kalelo Lerothili, report no such misconduct, no such allegations of bullying, harassment, misogyny, and misogynoir. And respectful debate, not abuse, characterised board meetings. A source close to trustees claims starkly, as soon as anyone turns against her, she brings the race card in and comes for you. By the end of 2024, the board had collapsed. Prince Harry and Prince Seeiso, deeply disillusioned, resigned. For Harry, who once saw Lesotho as a place of personal healing, this was not just institutional failure, it was emotional devastation. A friend said it was as if he'd had his fingers cut off. And the irony is cruel. A charity founded by two men of colour, or one man of colour, one man who married a woman of colour, committed to helping African children, has now been destabilised by someone claiming to be speaking out against racial injustice. It sounds absurd. I find it extraordinary that whistleblowers come in so many different forms, and then there are these sort of whistleblowers who are vexatious or just want attention, and it is disturbing, isn't it, really? Which one is Dr. Chandauka? Who knows? And the children it serves deserve better than boardroom battles and cynical ploys. Let's hope that the Charity Commission restores truth and trust.
Spot-on analysis by Professor Tim Wilson. I totally agree with what he says. Oh, poor Sophie Chandauka and her hostile takeover of Sentebale. It's like watching someone try to take control of a lemonade stand they didn't even set up, all while pretending they invented the recipe. She's swooping in, as if the charity exists solely for her to climb a social ladder, but let's be real. She's as connected to the heart and soul of Sentebale as a random person on the street. I mean, seriously, did she think Harry and the team wouldn't notice someone trying to hijack a cause they built to support vulnerable kids in Africa? It's almost like she's auditioning for a role in How to Exploit a Charity for Personal Gain, the sequel. The audacity to try and use a non-profit, something that's supposed to be about giving, as a springboard for her own ambitions, that's not just a bad look, it's a disaster in the making. It's almost like she's decided that helping people isn't enough unless it somehow boosts her own profile. Hey, let's pretend to care about the cause, but really, I'm just here for the power and the perks. If she's not careful, She might just make history as the woman who tried to hijack a charity, only to be remembered as the ultimate example of self-serving opportunism. Sophie's approach? Not helping children, just helping herself. In the face of relentless media manipulation and baseless accusations, the noble work of Prince Harry and Prince Seiso stands as a testament to their unwavering commitment to humanitarian causes. These two remarkable individuals, united by the profound legacy of their late mothers, have dedicated themselves to supporting vulnerable children through their charitable foundation. Yet the UK tabloids and certain inflammatory voices have sought to distort their mission, weaponising race as a divisive tool to undermine their credible and compassionate work. The systematic targeting of Prince Harry, while conveniently overlooking Prince Seiso, reveals a calculated narrative designed to create controversy where none should exist. This is not merely a journalistic misstep, but a calculated assault on the integrity of two princes who have consistently demonstrated their commitment to making meaningful change in communities that desperately need support and hope. Sophie Chandauka's attempt to hijack Centerbury is less about philanthropy and more like an ill-fated audition for a role she's wildly unqualified for. It's laughable how someone can stroll in uninvited and try to act like they're the answer to a cause that's been so deeply personal to Harry and the people involved for years. Newsflash, you can't just walk in and play the role of the saviour when the spotlight's already claimed by those who actually care. Sophie's leadership move feels less like genuine charity work and more like she's trying to run a non-profit the way someone would run a business. Except in this case, the business is the lives of vulnerable children. Imagine thinking you can just waltz in and take over a foundation built from the ground up by people who actually give a damn. It's like someone showing up at your house and demanding the keys to your car because they could totally drive it better. Yeah, right. The whole thing reeks of opportunism, desperation, and the kind of ego that could fill an entire stadium. If Sophie truly cared about the charity, she wouldn't be making power grabs. She'd be lifting up the people who've been putting in the real work. Instead, she's out here playing Monopoly with a cause she didn't create and doesn't understand. It's almost sad how obvious her motives are. This isn't about helping anyone. It's about Sophie Chandauka's ego trip. It's as if she thinks charity work is just a VIP pass to climb the social ladder. Newsflash, Sophie, people see through that. You're not fooling anyone with your concern for the cause. You're just using a non-profit as a personal stepping stone to look important. And frankly, that's not just a bad look, it's shameless. So, how about you step aside? Let the people who actually know what they're doing run the show and stop pretending this is about the kids. Because if it was, we wouldn't be watching you try to make yourself the centre of attention in a space that was never about you. The UK tabloid landscape has descended into a relentless circus of manipulation, targeting the charity's leadership with a calculated and malicious agenda. These media outlets have egregiously transformed a nuanced organisational transition into a racially charged spectacle, deliberately distorting the fundamental truth of the charity's mission. By weaponising sensationalism, they have cynically reframed the trustees' departure through a narrow, inflammatory lens, willfully ignoring the complex realities of governance and the noble intentions of the charity's founders. Professor Tim Wilson emerges as a beacon of truth in a landscape clouded by media manipulation, courageously challenging the deceitful narrative propagated by UK tabloids. His unwavering commitment to exposing the distorted portrayal of the charity's trustees and the deliberate racial framing of their departure stands as a powerful testament to intellectual integrity. Wilson's analysis cuts through the sensationalist rhetoric, revealing the calculated attempts to twist legitimate organisational changes into a racially charged controversy. By standing firm and speaking out, he not only defends the principles of the charitable foundation, but also demonstrates the critical importance of challenging narrative manipulation that seeks to divide and misrepresent the genuine intentions of those dedicated to making a meaningful difference in vulnerable communities. In a brazen attempt to manipulate public perception, Sophie Chandauka has launched a series of grave accusations against the outgoing trustees and Prince Harry, hurling inflammatory allegations of bullying, harassment, misogyny, and the particularly charged term misogynoir. These accusations, delivered with calculated precision, represent a transparently opportunistic strategy designed to shift blame and create a sensationalized narrative that conveniently sidesteps the actual substantive issues at hand. Yet beneath the veneer of these serious claims lies a fundamental absence of credible evidence, a point underscored by the lack of corroboration from professionals who have worked closely with the individuals in question, revealing these accusations as nothing more than a calculated attempt to weaponize racial discourse and undermine the legitimate work and intentions of those dedicated to meaningful change. If you felt the good vibes today, hit that like button, share the love with your friends, and subscribe so we can keep this beautiful journey going together. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts, your feels, your favorite moments in the comments. See you in the next video. Goodbye.